Good morning, fabulous peeps, and welcome to another Morning Thoughts. So today I have a question for you. I want to know what you would do and how your life would change if you had the power to change the world. So I want you to think about that for a second. I do realize that that is a huge task currently in the world that we are living in. But seriously, take a minute to think about that. What if you knew you, just yourself, had the power to change the world? Well, what if I told you that you do? That you have unbelievable power within you. And just you, one little person, can help shift the energy of the entire planet. So I'm going to date myself here for a moment. When I was a kid, when we were very little, we used to play this game of telephone, where we would all sit in a circle and you would tell someone something. And then that next person would tell the next person and the next person and the next person and the next person. And it was funny to see when it got back around how distorted the message actually could be. So I want you to kind of keep that in mind for a second. And I want you to think about 10 people standing in a line. And the first person says something to the second person, mean, nasty, insulting. Then the second person takes that anger and now they're really angry and they say it to the third person. And that person is now twice as angry and now says something angry and insults the next person. And on and on and on and on. Well, what if you were the person in that line? What if you were the person that was able to look at the person standing next to you, not with your emotional human eyes that wants to get caught in the hurt and the anger and the getting even and the how could the person do this, but what if you were the only person in that line who had the ability to look at things from your spiritual eyes and say, you know what, that anger, that hurt, that frustration, it's really coming from that person's hurt and that person's fear. And what if you turn to the person to your right and instead of passing along that anger and frustration and sadness and fear, what if you passed along hope and something positive and you helped to build that person's confidence and make them see that they had the power also and that they could be a positive influence on the world? What if all of that negativity stopped with you and you broke that chain? Because guess what? That is exactly what happens every single day of your life. I have to tell you, I was joking about dating myself, but I will tell you, I turned 49 this year, and I have no problem with that. I cannot wait to be 50, because I have some big things planned for myself. Those of you who know me know how I love my birthday. But it absolutely disgusts me how people my age and older gossip and insult and talk negative about people. You know, we say the younger generation. I think it's the older generation that's having some issues at this point in time. And I can never help but think to myself, whenever someone's saying something negative or trash talking someone, I always think to myself, like, does that person ever stop to think, what if someone was talking about them or their family member? And when you have a choice every day to be a positive influence or a negative, why would you choose to be a negative? Now, those of you who know me always know that I always say, if I am saying something about someone, it's because I've already said that to the person. So that's just a little tidbit of information on my philosophy. But I really want you to think about this today. I want you to think about being in that line. Let's not say 10 people, let's say 10,000 people. And all of this anger and hatred and frustration and hurt just keeps getting passed down the line and getting more and more intense as it goes. And what if you're the single person standing in the center of that line and you have all the power to shift and change and end that cycle? So I want you to all think about that this week. I want you to look for opportunities where you can be that change. And I want you to take some time today to try to, I'm going to give you a challenge, to try to find something to compliment each person that you meet, because there is something beautiful and amazing about every person that we come in contact with. So thank you for tuning in. I'm losing my light, so I'm going to end here. And until we meet again, remember to make it a great day, because you really do have all the power. So go use it in a really good way. Thanks, guys.